Pusha T when like they had a whole decade like before.
Yeah, it's not comparable.
It's not a great comparison. Like y'all got to really listen to what people are talking about here because it don't make sense.
Hold up, that's a good example that she just said. The reason why, right? There's a lot of
hold on, Dean.
Whether we believe it or not.
Hold on, Dean. Let Zane go. Let Zane go. Yeah, Zane. My bad.
No, I real quick because I walked away from the phone and I want to ask Jay. Did he say the culture wasn't everything? Is that what he said?
It's not. Like that's not the biggest part.
No, wait. No, dude. All of this shit exists because of the fucking culture, bro.
We know
all of this shit exists because of the fucking culture.
We know that,
true,
but that's not the main. But when we talk about the mainstream and stuff like that, that's the part that I'm talking about, son.
See, this is why this is why I try to refrain from having certain conversations.
Are you saying Are you saying mainstream rap isn't the culture? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, that's not.
What he's basically saying is like
there's the mainstream, then there's the underground.
Yeah, just being
like it's not really that hard.
You know what? Never mind. You know what? I'm gonna leave it on because Jay don't understand what culture is, bro.
I understand what the culture is.
Searching for the attention outside of the music is cool. Basically, what he's saying, though. That's what I get for what you're saying.
No, because he keeps bringing up the underground. He don't. That means you don't understand what exactly culture is, bro.
I understand what the culture.
Let me tell you something. I'm with y'all. The motherfucking white people in them offices that's pushing out this quote unquote mainstream music, they don't give two fucks about our culture. They don't give two fucks about the culture, right? Exactly. We do. We care about it, right? The artists, the managers, they'll tell you most of the quote unquote culture, and I'm just talking about mainstream artists. Let's use hip hop. Most of the culture is coming from the JV label that artist is signed to. So if that's artist is signed to TDE, Dreamville, QC, whatever, that's where the quote unquote culture is coming from. Artists who are signed directly to a major label with no JV situation, that's hip hop artists. Look at that shit in comparison. It's not the same. That shit is fucked. That's why artists be fucked at major labels because major labels don't give two fucks about the culture.
And that's basically what I'm saying. I don't know what they ain't catching.
Yeah.
Yo, and that's
like Kendrick is pushing.
And you know what's so crazy is to the fact that you've been being up in this room and just keep on and pushing that niggas don't care about the culture though. That's the reason why I like open up a room because it's to show that somebody do care about the culture though, B. I'm a fan of hip hop, B. And I love the culture of hip hop, B. And y'all niggas will sell the fucking culture over for fucking comments for fucking $1, B. And that's why we in the predicament we in right now. And niggas saying, yo,
we can't say that, Trap.
Music. Niggas make bullshit music. Niggas don't make no because y'all niggas.
But Trap, the reason
accepting that shit, they don't come with no fucking.
But Trap, the reason
you ain't say nothing wrong. You 100% right.
Know what I'm saying?
These niggas don't have no understanding of this shit that we do. They fans of it. And I guess they want to, but niggas really don't be having no perspective on the shit that we do. And I'm glad you do recognize that, you know, some of these niggas is uncultured.
And you know what's crazy is people keep talking about how do we lose rock and roll. We lost rock and roll because niggas didn't niggas gave up the culture. They said shit like that. The culture ain't everything, bro. The culture ain't everything. The culture ain't everything. You know, like, bro, do you understand what culture is?
That's like being an African American and saying black and we having a conversation about a black culture and a nigga go, well, the culture ain't everything. Well, what the fuck then? What are we talking about then? Because this is the only reason why we into this shit is because of the culture. We all recognize it. Now, yeah.
All right, wait, hold on. So Pat.
We're not going to say that the people who understand the culture of hip hop, but there's an overwhelming amount of people who are just casual fans of what we do and think that they are part of this shit, but they really not a part of the culture.
Yo,
Pat. Wait, hold on, Trap, real quick.
Hold on, bro, because I ain't saying that. Y'all niggas all on fucking mute after Dean said all that bullshit, B. Y'all niggas talking about, yeah, nigga want to get in a pool and take a fucking bikini picture. What the fuck is the music sounding like, B?
Nah.
What the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? Motherfucker having some good music. What the fuck about nigga having some good music and going, yo, bro?
Wait, hold
Let
on.
me tell you
Don't
something,
listen to
Trap.
me.
Hold
Hold
up,
on,
Trap.
bro.
Wait,
Trap.
hold
Hold
on,
on,
Dane.
bro. Because y'all niggas over on fucking mute for 30 seconds, B. Talking about the fucking mic. Now you want to talk now? Don't talk now. Stay on mute for a second.
Trap, let me ask you something.
Because you said some bullshit, B. The shit that,
Okay,
they
let me
gotta
ask
do
you
something. They gotta do something to draw people to them. Make fucking good
Yes.
music. Make fucking artistry.
Listen,
Make
Trap.
art, B.
Trap, listen.
Make art. I ain't never seen a fucking pay and sell. I ain't never seen a pay and sell because nigga said, yo, that nigga who painted that shit right there, fucking Joseph Roof. No, nigga, the pay and sell because of the good pay.
Hold on, Trap. Hold on. Let me tell you where you're wrong. Let me tell you where you are 1,000% wrong, right? Value is reason why people attend to something. If I showed you a painting and said, yo, I want 1.5 million for this painting, and you said, who did the painting? And I said, me, Dean. You're going to say, Dean, get the fuck out of my face, nigga. I'm not giving you 1.5 for that fucking painting. If I showed you that same, if I showed you that same painting and said it was Vincent Van Gogh, you would say, nigga, I'm getting it for a steal.
No. You know how that shit go? It creates that hype around now. Motherfuckers is flocking to this painting, and the whole motherfucker, you might not even know who the motherfucker is. Be like, hold on, that person bought the painting too? That person bought the painting too? Oh, this shit must be. That's how this shit falls around sometimes. Because if you see beauty in the painting also, you're like, hold on, they liked it too. You know what I'm saying? This. That's how the shit
Wait,
goes.
hold on, Dane. Wait, hold on, Dane.
Hold on. Let me just land this. Let me land this.
Right,
Finish. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. You know who the artist Hebrew Brantley is? You ever heard of him?
Nope.
I'm just giving you an example. Have you ever heard of Hebrew Brantley, the black artist? No. Hebrew Brantley was at Art Basel about 10, 12 years ago, however many, 15 years ago, however many years, he was doing an art exhibit. His art was selling for cheap as fuck, $500 to $1,000 for a painting. Jay-Z pulled up at the fucking event in the Bugatti and went into the shit and bought like 7 fucking pieces of the art. And the next fucking week, all his art went through the ceiling.
Yeah.
If Dean would have, what I'm saying is, if Dean would have bought 7 pieces of his art, the value of his art would not have increased.
It's called a tastemaker.
Wait, hold on. So
it's also hype. Yeah. It's also hype. It's also marketing.
It's called a tastemaker.
It's also marketing.
No,
they promoted that shit. Hold up. Jay-Z buying 100 copies, how many copies, 10 copies of whatever he bought. A Nipsey Hussle $100 album.
Yeah.
They marketed that shit.
So Trap, since we, all right, so Trap, since what you said, I was saying bullshit. Like I said,
I ain't
once
saying
again,
I do. I said, Dean.
I heard you wrong.
And all y'all niggas went fucking mute for 30 seconds so I can get to the fucking mic. That's what the fuck I said.
Oh, my fault. All right, so
long ass rant, say all that bullshit. Y'all niggas all went on mute when he was done. And they had no response for it.
But
because I was right.
But wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. But hold on, Trap. Cause let me talk to you.
I was the only one fighting back on this shit.
Wait, hold on, Trap. Let me talk to you.
And then you agree with me. You said something that was wrong too. Like, come on, man. Y'all
I don't Trap. Are we forget this is the same Dean that said nothing matters more than money and hits. What do you expect from
It doesn't.
Exactly.
It doesn't.
What do you
Because guess what? Hold up.
Thing,
Sexy Red, when Sexy Red made Pussy Pink Booty Hole Brown.
Man, fuck that bitch.
Niggas came in and killed her.
Fuck that bitch.
Hold on. Everybody came and cracked for him and killed that girl for making Pussy Pink Booty Hole Brown. And 6 months later, the same other people said she the one.
That's because they were supporting J1s. They didn't give a fuck about that lady.
Okay. Well,
it's bandwagoners, nigga. Ain't nothing about bandwagoners.
Take J1s away from it and take ADHD away from it. There has to be something because now she got millions of fans.
Okay, millions. Nah, that's a stretch. Okay. I don't know about millions.
She do got millions of fans.
Okay.
She got millions.
The woman has millions of fans.
She got millions of followers. What the fuck are y'all talking about?
Mm-hmm. Following someone and make you a fan of their music.
Why you following them?
That's the beginning of it.
But that really don't make you the fan though. Like
yes,
you might follow for a certain reason though. You might follow them because of certain things that they did, on IG or something, and then
If you're not
entertain
a
like
fan of a
for
person,
you
don't
support
follow.
an
You're not a
artist.
fan
Let's
of
be
their
real.
actions.
You're
Let's
not a
be real.
You're
Y'all
not
fan
a
don't
until
be
you
fan of
real.
a
support an
person,
artist.
don't follow
Not
them.
gonna lie, y'all don't be real with yourself.
Exactly, Chris. Hold on. I follow Bow Wow on Instagram. I hate that nigga music. I'm
So
not a
why do
fan
you
of that
follow
nigga
him?
You're
music.
Why do
not
you
a
follow
fan
him?
unless you support an artist. If you ain't spent no money or went nowhere or did nothing to support that artist, you're not a fan of that
Why do
artist.
you follow
can
some?
follow,
Why
you
does
can follow
anybody
that
follow
artist
somebody
on
that they
all the
don't like?
social media platforms. But you can hate follow a motherfucker. You can just follow
Exactly.
motherfucker and hate.
Hate follow
I
them.
watch some stupid ass YouTube videos
That's
all the time
stupid
where they be
shit.
making them conspiracy theory, and I just
Yes.
leave stupid ass comments underneath.
That's true.
And guess what? You're adding value to whatever that person's
Exactly.
building,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So even
no,
if the
Dean,
even if
I'm
the
not talking
comment
about
says
money,
"I hate
Dean. We
you,"
just
yeah, but hold on.
yeah,
But
I'm not talking
Dean,
about
you're
money,
missing the
Dean.
point. We're saying just because someone has millions of followers on Instagram
That
does
don't
not
mean they
equate to
fans.
all them being their fans. There's people that follow different
no,
people
not
for
all of them.
different
No, of course
reasons.
not. Of course not. Of
That's why I
course
can't
not.
even say she got millions of fans. Like, I think
But
she's
she does have millions of fans, though.
Yeah, to say
She
Sexy
definitely
Red
has
after she
millions
done
of
been
fans.
featured with multiple songs with Drake, to say she don't have
She
millions
got
of
millions
fans,
of fans.
that's
She
kind
got
of
millions
crazy.
of fans.
That's kind of crazy.
That's something where we can't gauge it off. But
Yo,
I wanted to
you
go
can't
back
really
to
gauge
go
that,
back.
what I feel like.
I wanted to go back to.
we be sitting there talking about industry plants. I think the real industry plants is fans. I don't think it's the artists.
Ah,
That
Dean
don't make
wants-
sense.
I think it's the fans.
nah,
Hey,
Trap
don't
trying to
make
sound
hey,
too woke.
Hey,
You trying
Trap Dean,
real.
one of them.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
Trap,
think it's
Just gonna say that, J. Will, but
Hey,
Dean
Trap
is an
trying to
industry
sound woke,
plant.
man.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm just
Dean.
saying, though.
That
I'm
nigga
just
Dean
saying,
is an
dog.
industry plant.
Wait,
You gotta
no,
explain
like,
The
that
real
sound
industry
right.
plants are fans, B. It ain't the
break
artists.
break that
B.
down though. What you mean by that though?
Some
Well,
fans are industry players. I keep
Yeah.
telling y'all,
I'm saying
fans are
break
getting
that
paid.
down though.
They
What does that
really,
mean?
they're not really genuine fans, B. They're not really fans like that. They don't
Trap
like
not
the music.
lying.
You
There
know what I'm
are
saying?
some fans that get paid.
Yeah, they
So
bots.
that
Wait,
means they're
wait.
staying.
but that's the
That means they're
bots.
But-
We
staying.
all know
Call
that's the
bots,
bots.
bro.
Yo,
that
as the
means-
person that's trying to sell a book right now and looking into marketing options, it's a lot of fans you can buy, my nigga.
Hold on. Listen.
Listen.
Not bots. Hold on.
No, you can buy fans, my
Not
nigga.
bots.
That'll leave
I'm
comments
talking
and
about.
everything. They leave comments and all that shit. Yeah, B. they'll leave
I'm
comments.
not talking about bots. Right? That's what the damn near influencer marketing is, right? If you tell an influencer right now, yo, I need you to promote Kodak Black, and they're like, I hate Kodak Black. I don't like his music. I don't know nothing about him. Yo, I'll pay you 50,000 posts about him. Okay.
And
I'll post whatever you want me to say
though,
about
this though, they could post they hate him. They could post they hate him, B. And the motherfuckers
Yeah,
accept that
that's
shit.
the
They
thing. People don't even care. We want the
They don't even give a
impressions.
fuck.
You
Word.
can say I hate that nigga.
Yo,
I want the impressions.
I was told before I released, because I was worried about releasing a video to promote the book, right? So I was feeling like, because of the graphic of the video, you know what somebody told me? They said, man, it don't matter who, as long as somebody see it and say, even if one of the people get mad, if they say something about it, that means that it did its job. And I said, oh shit. He's like, don't worry about that shit. He was like, nowadays you gotta be the Indian to get shot with the arrow. That's the only way you get attention. You can't be the nigga that play by the rules. Because that's not how you break through.
We gonna look up in like 10, 15 years, and once all this time passed, all these motherfuckers that's came in and did all this extracurricular shit and they ain't got no career from it or nothing, and we gonna look back and be like, damn.
Yeah, but
and
the problem
and then hold up, crazy. Then the same niggas who were saying that niggas had to do all this shit is gonna be trying to figure out why certain artists is fucked up, why certain artists, can't even fucking buy a bologna sandwich. Like, and I'm talking about 10 years. Look at the artists 10 years ago to compare to today. Now, what we're gonna be saying 10 years from now when some of these niggas that's like billionaires that's broke as shit.
Because them niggas don't be having nothing to stand on.
Exactly, crazy.
Eric
Sherman.
No, he
made a post like it don't matter how you get in. Once you get in, if what you got is solid and what you got is good, if you get in and you making dope and the music is undeniable, you can't fall.
But they not
I'm not saying
from the music, B. Them niggas is getting
that's always gotta go back to the art, nigga. Like niggas get in this shit, get caught up in all the bullshit, and forget why you got here, and that's why they fall.
The way I be reading into this shit, I feel like, y'all can hear me? I feel like this, right? if somebody said the way people look, the way people view hip hop, or the way people view this shit, if somebody said, yo, if you was the owner of hip hop right now, or some of these niggas was the owner of hip hop, and the nigga said, yo, I got $1 million for this shit, they wouldn't even think twice about selling it.
Nah, that's cat, man.
But a lot of niggas in
That
the
is cat.
You hear what I just said, Crazy? I said, imagine hip hop was an item of that was tangible in a motherfucker. In the way niggas be sitting. No, I'm saying the way I'm talking about music is not tangible. If motherfucker the culture is tangible, but music is not tangible. If the culture of hip hop was actually something that you could put in your pocket, niggas would have sold this shit. The way niggas be talking, niggas would have sold this shit like it was a motherfucking bag of Reggie.
But we are not. But that's why. But what y'all think that hip hop is the only culture that's sold? How many mafia movies y'all niggas seen?
That's what's
how many
like
that. But what I'm saying is that that's what it's for. But if you keep for example, when they made the first Godfather, right? In order for them niggas to make that movie, they had to go and get clearance from the real niggas. You understand what I'm saying? But it's still, the movie still got made. What happens is
that's gatekeepers. Ain't no gatekeepers in hip hop.
Yeah,
no more,
ain't no gatekeepers in our culture because the niggas who get in position, the people won't allow them to be gate coaches because we'll hate on them first.
No, bro, you just said what I said. Hold up, Jay. You just said what I said. Jay, you been talking the whole time. If this is what you saying the same thing I'm saying, Chris. If the niggas that's in position in hip hop, who would they would even give their position, not even give, but some of the niggas, I'm not gonna say all the niggas, some of the niggas in their position don't even speak for us, the culture. They just speaking for themselves. They treat this shit as like, let me get my money and get the fuck out.
Then they not in position.
No, they are in position. It's people that say it's people we hear in the room. Dean just said it. Dean just said it. He said, man, when it comes to this money, fuck them niggas.
But then Dean ain't in position. That's what y'all gotta stop looking at.
Y'all
gotta stop looking at the niggas.
I was hungry, man. I needed
what you want me to do? But here's what I'm saying. To the ones who created hip hop, like y'all don't even know what they would have did if the money was in their face. Y'all are assuming that they wouldn't had sold it out or whatever. Like it's a fucking business.
Bro, they tried to. Nigga, they tried to. And they didn't allow it. The niggas that started. No, what happened was niggas like you, Jay, that's not from our culture, that look like us, came around and started getting into these meetings and started getting into the business, and then this is what happened. They're making decisions based off of how they.
So Pat, was there from the door, Pat.
Wait, hold on, Greg.
From the door, Pat.
So Pat, this is what I'm saying.
You cooking right now, y'all.
All right, so
go.
All right, so Pat, this is what I'm saying. Like, due to certain circumstances, like let's just say, I mean, it's hypothetical. Let's just say that they still would have been able to have it. Like, knowing how they is, we don't know. They might have sold. We done seen Jay-Z buy shit and sold shit. Like a lot of people look at shit as a motherfucking business. Like, and while we're in America, everything's gonna go as a business. At one point in time, like even when there was BET, whatever, they sold it. That was part. We're not gonna act like that wasn't no culture or whatever. Nigga, they sold it. Nigga, let's get this fucking bread.
The problem is the culture never went nowhere. The culture never went nowhere. The culture is still here. What it is there's niggas like you that are in the culture that's speaking for us, and we never went nowhere. The culture never went nowhere. Y'all just doing, y'all making dumbass decisions.
I know that
based off of how niggas that don't even care about that type of shit is making.
I'm saying here,
but there are gatekeepers though. But there are gatekeepers though. It's just cliquish. For example, you got Rock Nation clique, you got the G Unit clique, you got the TDE clique. Like those cliques are gatekeepers, but they just gatekeep within their clique, meaning the culture needs to be funneled through those gatekeepers. But when it doesn't go through those gatekeepers, we get what we get. But the stuff that comes through those gatekeepers, it doesn't produce that product. So you see it there, but the problem is it's so hard to get through those gates because it's so cliquish, meaning they're gonna only fuck with the niggas who they fuck with. And it's the problem because it's not enough king creating kings. It's not enough king makers to create those enough clicks for everybody to have a route to get through. It's too many open spots in the gate. Back in the days, it used to be a mad click. It was mad lanes to go through. Now it's only certain lanes to go through, and it's so hard to get in them clicks that you have to probably take that out, that alternate route. And when it's presented to you, it's usually gonna come out with some bullshit, or you gotta go through some bullshit, or they're gonna present you with some bullshit to do to get in. And then you face with the Dean option. Do I want to stay broke or do I want to get paid?
I know one thing though, like if wait, hold on. Matter of fact, go ahead. I got to talk to my next one.
I'm gonna jump right back on and just jump into my casket as soon as niggas start talking.
Here I go. Wait, here I go.
See?
No, I had to. No, I mean, I got a little. I got a niece. So, so you mean to tell me, like, and let's be real, chat. Let's just say, like I said, once again, hypothetical speaking, because that's what we're all doing anyway. So let's say Jay-Z sparked hip hop. He still got the same mentality right now and everything. Trap, do you think he would have sold it? And this is what a lot of people consider God. A lot of people was in these rooms saying, I would take a dinner with Jay-Z over $500,000, and that nigga flat out told y'all, like, nigga, go get the money.
You asking a relevant question. He sold Rockefeller, so you yes or sell it.
That's what I was about to say. You asked a bad question. No, you. What the fuck is you talking about?
People don't even fuck with Jay-Z because they think he against the culture. So
no.
I don't even know.
Yeah, and that's why I said the gatekeepers will be taken down by us.
Anybody would sell it. Sell shit for the right price.
We say more negative shit about our own people.
Real.
In position.
Y'all ain't even being real with yourself.
I'm agreeing with what you're saying. We'll get on the nigga that's trying to preserve the culture before we get on the nigga that's trying to sell our shit off. Like, you dig what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to opening up a business and shit like that, a regular business, you sell your business or whatever. That's what the name of the game is. But culture is a whole different thing. If you can't even recognize the difference between that two, then what are we talking about?
You can't sell who you are. Like, culture is
that's what I'm talking about.
Walk,
right.
How you talk, how you move, how you think. That's culture.
This is what I'm talking about.
Jay-Z can't sell his hip hop because he is hip hop.
There we go. He can't take that away from that nigga. Nobody can't take that away from niggas like Ice Cube or DMX. Them niggas is the culture, period.
Okay,
how can you sell that?
Pat, when you said a number of times that people sell off the culture. So when you're saying that, what are you referring to then?
I'm talking about when it comes to the purity of the music. I'm talking about when it comes to the messages that we trying to convey to these kids. They're getting vetted by stupid shit. That's selling to me, in my opinion, that's selling off the culture. When anytime when I'm trying to have a conversation about some positive shit, and niggas will tune me out, niggas will throw me out the window until I start talking about I'm about to blow your fucking head off. Don't nobody want to hear nigga until they talk about that. That's called selling the culture. Y'all making it cool for me to do some negative shit, and then when I actually do go blow somebody's head the fuck off, y'all looking at me like I'm wrong. This is what selling the culture is. Y'all tell niggas all day, every day, okay, we tired of hearing this and that. But next thing you know, y'all will be popping pussy and shooting a motherfucker head off, and then telling young boys, oh, y'all wrong for doing that. Nigga, we this is what we allowing. How the fuck you gonna tell a kid he wrong for doing what the fuck he see other people doing when they get up when he a kid?
Yeah, but that shit existed before us. I grew up seeing niggas getting their head blown off, and then I evolved into what I evolved in. And then it's your personal job to get. See, for example, I got my kids out of that situation. None of my kids grew up in none of that shit.
Yeah, but so, you responsible for you talking about your kids. I feel like me as a black man, I'm responsible for all these kids in my neighborhood. If I see somebody else's kids doing wrong, I'm going to do something.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that you gotta live that shit first. So I couldn't live that shit still. See, for example, I couldn't have did that still being in my neighborhood. If I would have still been where I was, I'm probably dead or locked up.
Yeah, me, I'm not even going. We're not going to talk about that. I never get on the internet talking about who I am.
So what I'm saying, so that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that just the way the route I was going, the odds say anybody living that life. Because my story ain't no different from any other nigga living in the hood. I ain't special. I ain't unique. Ain't nothing special about me, nigga. I ain't no super thug. I ain't did nothing that nobody else ain't did. What I'm saying is that the odds of me just making it out of all my niggas. I got niggas doing life. I got niggas dead. I was lucky. So what I'm saying is that I knew that if I stayed there, the odds wasn't good. And everybody who did try to stay there, they didn't make it. They either locked up or went to jail, came home, and guess where they at? They still there. And guess where their kids at? Still there. And guess what their kids doing? The same shit they were doing.
Yeah, but this is the same conversation I was having with somebody the other day. When do this shit stop? Why do everybody feel like we could just hold up? Why no, it do. Why do everybody feel like we could just fuck shit up and then just skate and just say, all right, fuck the next generation. I gotta do what's fuck. No, if you took part in fucking this neighborhood up, your ass better get your ass back here and come help fix the neighborhood. The fuck you running for? Because you scared because you don't want your kids to go through the same shit? No, I'm from Philly. I'm from one of the deadliest cities. I get out this motherfucker and talk to all the killers, all the drug, whatever I gotta do to help a motherfucker, I'm going to help. I'm not scared of my people. The fuck? And that's what I'm saying. This is where I'm not saying that crazy. I'm not, I'm not disrespecting you, crazy. What I'm saying is this. At the end of the day, right? We all from this shit. We all from this culture, right? We leaving the responsibility for weenie ass niggas to raise our young boys and to influence our young boys. And then when somebody real jump out and say something, y'all try to throw them under the thing. We do it to ourselves.
Who got thrown under the thing though?
Anybody who try to do something positive. I'm not talking about in the room right now.
No, I know.
Everybody,
I know you're
Jay,
talking in general.
Everybody in here, everybody in here know what I'm talking about. Most people in here know what I'm saying. Really.
Yeah, I believe that though. I believe that we kill each other first. I believe that we'll take, if it is somebody that's saying, yo, this shit ain't right and niggas need to stop, it's gonna be 100 other niggas that's like, who the fuck is you to say this ain't right? You understand what I'm saying? And once those niggas start questioning whether or not he's the one to say whether or not it's right, they gonna have niggas that's gonna follow him. And then you got a nigga that believe what he's saying, then they gonna, and then that's where it always happens. That's the constant war. That's war.
And that's why Kanye is acting the way he is with them dumbass gimmicks, because nobody stopped it back then. And now look at him looking like a dummy with a Ku Klux Klan outfit on, doing dumb shit.
He doing that.
He just needs to get punched.
If y'all don't realize that why he doing all that shit though, B, he trying to break us the algorithm.
What I'm
That's what
saying
he
is
doing. He
that's
doing
part
dumb
of
shit.
I gotta let her talk though.
Yeah, okay.
That's part of the gimmicks though. That's what I'm saying. Like, just let your talent speak for itself. Like, fuck all that gimmicks. Fuck getting in a pool with a bitch and kissing a bitch to sell some records. Like, that's goofy. Like, let your talent speak for it. If you trash, you'll get wiped out. If you got talent, you'll move ahead. Like, it's just simple. Like, it shouldn't be overcomplicated.
It don't work that way, sweetheart.
No, it do work that way.
No, it don't.
No, it don't.
If you wanted to, it could. Like, I don't see why y'all going
But
against.
Listen. Justin Bieber ain't
it don't work like that. So then, as long as y'all keep utilizing gimmicks,
if Justin Bieber ain't gotta go do no extra shit.
Hold on,
my fault. Okay, if Justin, hold up, I hear.
Well, hold on, LK was talking, bro.
And I go and listen, bro. I just said my bad, LK, and she stopped talking. Nigga, I don't say. I barely say shit, y'all. Listen, that's like this. If a motherfucker is selling records and shit like that, right? And we allow certain shit to go on, we allow certain people to say shit, allow certain people to do shit. When does it stop? Justin Timberlake ain't gotta go do no extracurricular shit to go sell no records. None of these other people gotta do this shit just to get the support of our own people. Somehow we gotta do dumbass shit just to get the support of our people, just for them to look at us. And they might not even buy our shit the next shit. So we influence, we'll influencing kids to do dumb shit, all of this dumb shit, just so that way we can say, okay, we sold one project.
I don't look at them niggas to save the world anyway, so it don't matter except to us. Like, there's a lot of people that's looking like, why can't, like, there's a lot of people who be like, hey, this celebrity could have did this, that. The same people who say this celebrity could have did this, that person could have did this, that. Like, not talking about the money wise, like, because it's bigger than just the money. Like, I feel a lot of people look at celebrities and put them so much high on a pedestal and everything when enough of us could do it much. So we apply too much pressure on them when they're supposed to just be fucking entertainers. I look at them as what they is, but you could disagree if you want.
Y'all get green like goofy shit, so that's why they do gimmicks. So it's just a bad cycle that needs to stop.
Well, music not marketed to our grown asses, man. They marketed to children, so that's who like that goofy shit.
The children like
Everything is marketed to children.
the children just love the song for the most part, man. Like is some shit geared to them, yeah. But I say this all the time, but the kids and everything, they definitely look up to the people right next to them more than they look at these celebrities more than what you think. Like, because they know that these people that's right next to them, that's the people who the rappers, the celebrities is rapping about. So if they're right next to them, next to these people, they're not really looking up to the
What you
celebrities
mean
like
right
I
next
said.
to
And arm reach. Like if you're in the hood, wait, go ahead, Philly. My bad.
The 20-year-olds I know in Philly look up to the 20-year-old niggas I know look up to Chicago.
Yeah, because I was getting ready to say, because where you talking to these young boys at to find that out? No, they're not looking at the niggas that's next to them. They're looking at the internet because the internet is in their face 100% of the time. Whereas though I'm in your face probably for 10 minutes when you come to the store or something, or you see me walking up the street or something, or you see me in traffic. Them niggas is in your face. The entertainers is in your face 24/7, 365 if you online. So you seeing somebody that's living a lifestyle that you want. So you're trying to do it and figure out what can you do to have the lifestyle that they have. If they're in their songs saying this is what I do, then the kids mind they're going to go do the same thing because they're doing what equals success to them. They're not rationalizing it like a normal person. Like, okay, if I do this, the risk of this is they're not doing a risk assessment. They're simply seeing success and saying, okay, I want instant success. How do I do that? Okay,
so let me ask you a question real quick, Pat. So because I'm not even saying you're wrong. So I just want to be clear. Give me the age range of the youth that you're talking about right now.
In my opinion, I think that 10 and 11 is the most influential, is at the peak of a child's influence, and by the time, and that's the pretty much the age range I'm talking. The 10, 11-year-olds is out here talking about they going to switch you down and they going to shoot you down like in Philly. So at around that age right there, that's what I'm talking about.
All right, so like I'm not really going to go against that because like 10 and 11, like yes, that is a good age, what you said. So basically what I'm trying to say is that with them, especially how the internet's going on now, it's really just anything that's going on the internet. Once you see like most of the time, it don't even gotta be somebody being a rapper or anything like that. They could go on there and just see a random fight or people do this. It ain't always the rappers that they're always looking at. Is what I'm saying. Like at least where I'm from and stuff. Like I ain't even gonna say where I'm from because it is all around the world, basically. Like it's the same thing.
Yeah, for me, where I'm from, if people are looking at who do they see that look like them that's successful. The most people they see that look like them that's successful on a daily basis is on the internet, and that's the entertainers.
Exactly.
And that's what they're trying to mock, that instant success. Nobody never told them, or the people, most of the real dudes is either at work or in jail. Anybody that's outside all day right now influencing your kids is not really a thing. If you all outside all day, you really shouldn't even be talking to my kids.
So go ahead.
No, go ahead. What you about to say?
No, so basically, but at the end of the day, these kids they're influenced by, and correct me if I'm wrong, like the people like maybe in their 20ish, like not by people our age and shit like that. Correct?
No, it is people your age. It's people. It's whoever they see that looks like them that's successful. It don't matter really what age they is. I mean,
It kind of depend, like because a lot of people our age, whatever, like, and I ain't even just talking money wise. Like me and my cousin was talking about this before. Like a lot of people like really end up being fucking washed if we be if we be 100 with each other, like around our age. So that's why I would say the 20-year-olds, whatever, like there's a selective few where they might be in their 40s, whatever, they got their shit together and they ain't looking like.
Get money, yeah, RJ. Now we use that pool.
Yeah, it's
No.
about
Leave me alone no more.
it's about a consistent. It's really a consistent perception, right? So whoever, it's how you perceiving somebody, right? We perceive somebody that's not really flashy or not really, overall like that, as if they don't got money. At least a child will perceive them that way. We'll perceive somebody with money that's doing all the flashy shit, and they necessarily most of the time don't have money. So our kids is really being influenced by a bunch of motherfuckers with nothing. They just look like they successful, so they being influenced by it. Whereas though some kids they'll see older dudes that's flashy and they're still motivated by that. They still inspired. But the reason why you would say a 19 or a 20-year-old would be more influential or be more is because it's a proximity thing. The 19 or 20-year-old was most likely who they seen them come up. They seen them come from the bottom to the top. So that's where the influence coming from. Like I seen you go from nothing to something, and now let me try to follow that same formula. If that makes sense to you.
No, that makes sense. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to the money part, like not even just the money part, influence and everything. So the reason why I said the 20-year-old, the mid 20, going on 30 or whatever, even around your age, a lot of the time now, like I don't know if y'all know, like I'm not going to act like times ain't dangerous. Like we all know it's going to get dangerous, stay dangerous, whatever. But there's a lot of good shit that's going around too. So like as far as when it comes to the academics, the cussing out, whatever, like a lot of youth and stuff would look up to them. A lot of youth would look up to shit like selling like
what young boy you know say they want to be like motherfucking DJ Academics that you know.
Dude, what I'm talking about
I
as
ain't gonna
far
lie, that is true.
no, this is what I mean. Like, wait, hold on. What I'm talking about as
I
far
ain't never seen that shit before. Lord,
no, but because y'all taking shit literal. Like what I'm saying is, as far as to be a streamer and doing this shit, like I'm not talking about having a academic attitude or whatever. Like just taking this shit a different way, a different route, stuff like that. I'm talking about the avenue.
Yeah, what you missing is
So I wasn't talking about his
they
attitude.
they don't give a fuck if a nigga doing motherfucking spins on his head. If they can see themselves better than their families or taking care of their families and shit, young boy going to try his hand at it. Especially if he think it's dope or he think that other people think it's dope. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's not about streaming. It's about what they see as success. You
I'm
talking about
talking
a
about
bunch
different resources. Is what I'm saying. Like I wasn't being super.
Yeah, the reason it's not necessarily what they're doing. Is how they're getting is what they're getting from it. They're getting the attention and they're getting success. That's two things that a young kid will want. Because one, he probably not getting attention at home from his parents. And number two, his parents is probably not successful. So this is what they're trying to achieve. But the problem is that there's a fraction of people that look just like us that's totally oblivious to what's going on in these kids' lives or their kids' lives. Like you got motherfuckers that don't even spend no time with their kids and nothing, but they be on here telling us about what we need to be doing and what type of shit we need to be doing.
I agree
They
with
don't
you on
talk,
that.
they don't talk to their kids. They don't spend time with their kids. They don't know what their kids like. They don't have no interest. No matter of fact, they don't even like the woman that they made the kids with.
Man,
you saying like
what will make
Yeah,
you
I
as a
definitely
parent
don't
go
like
get
none
your
of my baby moms.
what will make you as a parent in Philly and you can understand this, Philly. What would make you as a parent say I'm gonna go get my child an all black outfit and an all black ski mask? You obviously out of touch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
You obviously out of touch.
Yeah. If anything, why would I want to get him a ski mask in the first place?
Man, you got thousands of moms buying their kids black Nike Techs, black ski masks.
You right though. No, they do though.
Do you know what that? They don't even understand what that is.
Yeah.
Like, do you know that this is the uniform that we put on to go drill shit? Like, people go get killed in those. People go kill people in those. Those are the uniforms to go kill people. But you go by, you obviously out of touch. And these are the people right now that sit here and argue and debate with us and make this and be talking about like they know what they talking about. What's going on?
Shoot, like I had to sit down and tell my homeboy. I say you smoking on the Tuka, my G. And he looked crazy when I said that. I was like, yeah, my G, but you've been so out of touch with the drill scene. And it was kind of glorified and memorized to a lot of people. You start thinking they was talking about smoking weed or doing whatever. Nah, nigga, you talking about you smoking on a dead person pack, my G. You talking the dead person. That shit ain't cool, dog. You know what I'm saying? So Pat ain't right though. It is some parents that's like really out of touch or really not in touch with the culture to where they think their kids is doing something that is cool and that's what the kids is doing, but they don't know the significance and what's the true meaning behind that shit and what consequences come when you start indulging yourself in that, letting your kids indulge in that.
I totally agree with you, Donald.
I'm
But
sorry,
that's
which
why
culture you talking about? Sorry, just what culture you talking about? You talking about street culture? You talking about hip hop culture? Like what culture you talking about with the ski mask? Who's
that's
that? Who's
Chicago,
the
Chicago and stuff.
Yeah.
Like Tuka and everything, like smoking on
I know.
dead people.
It's like I'm trying to keep track.
No, but basically, Mill,
all over.
basically, Mill, he was trying to explain how a lot of parents really be out of touch with their kids and what's cool and what they feel is in today's culture was popular. Like he was using the ski mask and the Nike Tech as an
Right,
example.
but when you say that, you got to put a qualification on culture because we're using that word in a lot of different contexts in this one long conversation, and it's not like all of culture. It like like we need to be more specific about what we're talking about because we're just moving all over the place.
Yeah,
And I think
the context of what I said that was in the context of what we was talking about at the moment. People influencing hip hop that don't necessarily have any idea of what's going on in the actual culture of hip hop, street culture, black culture, anything. All of that is hip hop. Nobody has no idea what's going on in that culture. However, they're able to have an input or be able to influence or be able to tell somebody what's going on. And this is how we got into the situation where we in right now, where there's kids dressing in all black. That's hip hop kids that's dressing in all black because it's the cool thing. They don't know they don't understand what they're doing.
But
That's how we got to that conversation.
Hold on, but the sad part is, but the sad.
I need you to give the principality, sweetheart.
but the thing also though is that like if we really think about it, Pat, like I'm older than you, and like I ain't saying that like on our age. I ain't saying it like that. But what I'm saying is, it always been part of it. Like at the end of the day, like I'm not giving it a pass because parents shouldn't buy their kids ski masks, this, that, and the third. But even back in our days, like our parents didn't know what we did. Like, is that a problem? Yeah, it's a problem, but that's a problem that we never. That's why I always in trap get mad sometimes, but that's why I always blame our error because we pushed it on to the next error, to the next error, to the next error. So how is it going to stop until I always say
who you blame for our error then?
The one like that's what I'm saying. The ones before that.
Oh yeah,
bro. Like we never broke the cycle, Trap. That's what I'm going with, bro.
What was they doing?
They was getting their little hair on and everything like that, but it wasn't hip hop. But what I'm saying is a cycle never been broke,
people
bro.
Are creatures of their environment, B.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So it's about the environment that you in. You become a creature of your environment. It ain't nobody's fault but you know what I'm saying? It ain't you can't blame it because like I said, who you gonna blame for the way we turned out and the way the people that came before us turned out?
No, I'm not putting it just on hip hop. I'm just saying the generation
not even hip hop.
that be, bro. Like yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like Trap. The only thing I'm saying is we never broke a cycle, Trap.
But
We never broke a cycle, Trap. That's my whole point.
You point
There's
one
no-
finger at somebody, you got 3 fingers pointing at yourself, B.
But Trap, this is what hold on, Trap. You keep cutting me off, but listen,
No, I
Trap.
didn't cut you.
I
You
be
been running your mouth the whole time, B. So when you say
no,
you
but
say my name,
Trap,
Trap, and get mad, and I'm gonna get mad, and then, you know I'm gonna say the same. But you said it though. We wanted to go
All right,
to
go
the
ahead,
same
Trap.
shit
Go ahead,
that you
Trap. Go
always
on the
say.
chain.
Y'all niggas be reruns up in here, B. Come up with some new fucking material, B. Or stop saying the same bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas use the same
Nigga,
fucking
the
shit,
topics
B.
be
Trap,
repeat.
don't lose what you were saying,
The
Trap. Don't lose
topics
what
be
you were saying.
repeat.
Yo, the hood.
Yo, bro, listen, like I said, B. Like I said, if you point your finger at somebody, you got 3 fingers pointing at yourself, B. You can't blame nobody but yourself, B. Know what I'm saying? That's
And
it.
Trap.
That's it.
Yeah, but
And this is
and
what
what you
my
need to
Craig, real
understand,
quick, I
Nelly,
promise
is
I'll get out the way.
the hood.
I'll be
The hood
pointing the
gonna be.
finger at myself is the crazy thing. Anybody that know me, I be like, I'm not exempt from the rules or whatever. I did shit too, so I do point the finger at myself. But we all gotta do it. Like, nigga, I hold myself accountable. I'm not going to tell people to hold themselves accountable and I can't, nigga. Fuck you talking about?
But you keep talking about the like nobody doing nothing. The hood gonna be the. The
No,
hood
you
gonna
told
be.
me I don't point the finger
No,
at myself.
not you. I'm saying you
Oh, all
saying
right,
that.
my bad.
You
My
saying
bad.
the younger kids pointing the finger. The older the generation for us. The reason why we doing the shit that we doing. No, you the reason why you doing the shit you doing, motherfucker. Fuck you, man.
But
no,
it
because
goes a little bit
go
deeper
ahead,
than
Craig.
that. The hood gonna be the hood until they say it's not. The conditions and the location
And that's the
everything
fucked up
that
part
makes
too.
it the hood, it's gonna be the hood until they decide that's not gonna be until they coming in gentrify that motherfucker. That shit gonna be the hood. So as long as you're born there, as long as you're exposed to that environment, you're gonna have 2 choices to make. Get your ass out of there or become a victim. It's always 2 choices. And it's always 50% from that environment. So you can't blame it. There's no cycle to break. They could break they the only ones who could break the cycle.
There's a cycle to break,
And
but
that's
what
it,
you're
but-
saying is the truth too. But the cycle to break is that, like, we're not gonna act like we ain't never have people our age or even older be like, I got young shooters, whatever, and stuff like that's where it's stopped. Like, you shouldn't have fucking young shooters. You shouldn't be having the kids bagging the shit up for you. Like, nah, we all stared these motherfuckers wrong, and y'all ain't. But go ahead.
Okay, so you definitely right, but that's just in crime culture, period. Even mobsters have young niggas doing shit for them. Once
Let's
the
keep it
OGs
black.
Hell no, I ain't keeping it black. I'm
Keep
shit.
it black. Fuck the white and the Italians
No,
right now.
no,
Let's
no,
keep
I
it black.
ain't
We
keeping
talking
it
about
black.
us.
I ain't keeping it black, homie.
That's where the black
All right, well,
culture
There
from.
was black
How you
mafia.
gonna tell him what to say?
Yeah,
Let him
you
make
ain't gonna
his
tell me what to
point.
say, homie. Yeah, exactly. I'm definitely gonna say that because y'all don't attack them with that same type of energy when they do the same shit.
All right, we followers.
Like I said, the
We can't get
conditions that
ahead because we followers.
the conditions,
But we can't be the Italians and try to
but
be
the
white.
conditions that
So
made the
any
Italian mafia and the Jewish mafia and all of that other stuff were the conditions that they were the same condition that gave us the hood. And like I said, if you take the only people who decide to change those conditions is society. That's a societal thing, my nigga. It's always gonna be 50-50. It's always gonna be some people that decide to do the right thing and some people that decide to do the wrong thing.
Society, like,
there's no cycle to break, my nigga. Like, that shit is set up. It's gonna be like this long after we dead and gone, nigga, and our kids is dead and gone. That's what it's gonna be.
So let society tell us what's right or wrong. I got you.
Bro,
When it didn't.
What the hell?
Society lied to us.
Bro, that's how society made that shit. That shit was made even in ancient times, bro. It's always been a civilian class. It's always been a criminal class / warrior class, bro. That's just a natural thing through time. Like Craig said, you gonna have people that's gonna live a different lifestyle, and you gonna have people that's gonna live the criminal / savage lifestyle. It's always been like that. That's just a part of society. So if you don't want the music or the rap to reflect the society, you're gonna have to change the society, and you're gonna have to change, and you got to make changes and do whatever you can so the society won't be reflected in the music, and it can reflect the society that you want, that you're inspiring to get, dog. So whether you like it or not, yes, he's right. It's always gonna be like that. It's not us doing what society tells us to do. That's just how this shit just set up.
Okay, but like I said, when you bring up the Italians and say people that like, when I hear that shit, it's just it let me know that motherfuckers is followers. But go ahead.
No, we not following. Bro.
I don't want to hear people be like, I'm a leader. I do my nah, nigga.
But of course they leaders. What? Just because I bought them up, we following them? No. What I'm saying is, every race have that same problem. Every race has a criminal class / civilian class.
I didn't say
All
they
these,
didn't.
Yeah, but only black people like to like amplify that shit in the media.
Dude, they all do this shit, bro. Yes, they do,
No,
bro.
they amplify, yo. They just had the serial killer nigga that was eating niggas as a fucking celebrity. What are y'all talking about?
White media is not like
nigga, they glamorize their serial killers.
Yes, they do, bro. What you talking about?
They make them celebrities.
Hey, Smirk, let's pray for Lee Bow Out because it's a victim party now.
Matter of fact, this how crazy it is, crazy. Niggas was damn near about to make souvenirs of that cat eating folks, my dude. They was about to sell the glasses and all that shit, bro.
Yo, the nigga that killed the healthcare nigga. They killed the healthcare nigga. Look, why we act like we blind to their bullshit? Like they don't put their bullshit on TV because they make it look good. They put that seasoning on it. Our shit is just raw.
It actually is though. You just don't want to see that. It's actually publicized, bro. They make our favorite movie.
It looks so much better. It looks so much better when they publicize they white on white crime. When you watch the news, nigga, they talking about serial killers and this woman went missing, this woman got raped. That's their shit.
Crime is crime.
Oh, because they don't got rock artists making songs about it, which they do. Because they got, listen to some of them songs, niggas thinking about doing meth. These niggas thinking about being on pills and shit.
Now, how many? Now I'm gonna ask you a question. How many of those songs are known to the world versus the one of?
It wouldn't be known to us because we don't listen to that shit. But I guarantee that there's some white people that saying, "Yo, this music is killing our kids, it's destroying our environment." We wouldn't know because we don't live in that world.
This is why I find it. Jay Will, this is something y'all need to understand. It's because hip hop is the most popular music on the planet. Before this, heavy metal faced and rock and roll faced the same thing.
Bro, Master, I know that. That's why I say, hold on. Even you saying that hip hop is the number one genre. That's literally why I said Usher's put on the forefront more.
No, it would again before hip hop was, rock and roll was.
Bro, I'm talking about at this moment, is our shit not put on forefront more than theirs?
Because it's a popular thing.
It's just a yes or no question. Like how you, it's either you disagreeing or you agreeing.
Jay Will. Listen, stop listening to respond.
Because you're not giving an answer. You going around the question. You just yes or no.
If you was listening, I did say yes. But you weren't listening. You were listening to respond.
Hey, my point is done. As long as you can agree with that, then I don't got to argue no more.
No, but see, you not keeping everything in its proper context. This ain't nothing new. Of course, they going to put it like this. This is a white society we live in. Do you think white society is going to put white crime on media all day long?
No, but Master, what you said is what I said. They push back on that. I said our shit is put on the forefront more than their shit. They disagree with that, but you saying it now, so you was agreeing with me the whole time.
No, I still disagree with it. I just think that they should have presented better.
Jay Will, it doesn't matter. Jay Will, we do one thing wrong, it's going to be amplified like that.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Master. The same thing you said, I said they just disagree with it.
Yeah.
No, did I not just say that same thing though? I just want to say that same thing.
But they amplify their criminals just as much as we.
Criminal activity is criminal activity.
Way more of our
but we wanted to be like them. Yes. Blacks want to be like Italian. We're not gonna act like we don't.
You gotta stop this victim
It ain't got nothing to do with being Italian or nothing. That ain't got nothing to do with following the Italians. Do you think the Italian people want to be laid mafia?
That's not what I'm
no.
saying. That's not what I'm saying, man.
If you
What
ever
I'm
been
saying
around a
is niggas
regular
follow.
Italian, that shit is offensive to them if you refer to them as a mob.
Break down what you saying now.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we follow their path. Like even though I fuck with Nas, what did he want to do? Italian mafioso. This that. Like niggas wanted to be like Scarface. We're not gonna fucking lie.
He wasn't Italian. Scarface wasn't Italian, Sarge.
Niggas wanted to be like
Scarface
niggas.
wasn't even Cuban.
Well,
Italian, bro.
guess what? He wasn't black neither. Then fuck it.
No, it was the rag to riches story. It was the rag to riches story. Harsh is why
We
we
could
like
have had
Scarface.
rags to riches without
It was
following
rags to
them,
riches, bro. Come on, bro.
Can we understand this? Drugs did not get into the neighborhood after Scarface.
Okay.
Drugs did not get in the
Man,
neighborhood after Super.
Hey, Harsh, it was like hip hop. It came from nothing, man. He made it big.
Hey, Omar, y'all gotta,
What's up,
bro.
sir?
Here's the thing, bro. If
I'm
we was
falling
in
for
here
the bait,
talking about,
saying I'm falling for the
if we
bait.
was in here talking about conscious pro-black music, Nunley would be on the other side of the argument.
No, what?
He's going to be on the other side of the argument no matter what we're
I'm not.
doing.
No, I win. I just stand on what I feel is right.
No, you would be like,
So
man,
I
nobody
don't
wants to
refute
hear
what
conscious
Hey,
music.
Shane, the conversation we're having now, this is a conversation I had way before Clubhouse and everything.
No, but you would be like, if we were talking about conscious stuff, you'd be like, no one wants to hear positive stuff. No one wants to hear conscious stuff
The
all the
same
time.
one who said you should go listen to D1 and Lecrae? Me? What are you talking about?
Because why is it that we are talking about hip hop and business and music, and we always end up here? So, like, why is it then that we aren't having those kinds of conversations?
These niggas like watching the same TV show over and over, man. I told you, they can see the same shit over and over. They got no new content. That's all that shit is.
You can't say that, Trap. The reason you can't say that, Trap, because we are all a community. No, wait, hold on, but Trap, we're all a community, right?
It's all good. It's all about consistency. Consistency is the main key to everything, though, B. So you just stay consistent with it. That's it. So it's all good.
No, but I wasn't even talking about him. I'm talking about like in the room, the conversations. Like we this is where it ends up every single time. So I'm like, why do we only define hip hop in that way? Like, is that not part of the, the issue? Is that we keep like, or not everybody, obviously, but like just always trying to put it in this one box. Like, what is that? Like we left the whole conversation about like, the business. I think there was some points that were being made that we didn't even get to really like go into, like when it comes to like how things get marketed and how people are putting their names out there and what can be done and what's like doing things within the culture and what's like exploiting the culture. Like those are like some real conversations, but we always end up here.
That's because we in the large parts we speak in opinions instead of truth. If we start speaking the truth, we'll be able to have the conversations. But once everybody got their opinion about how this is and how that is, we ain't gonna get to that.
How do we
start talking the truth?
How do we get the truth? How do we get the truth then? Watch this. What's the truth?
You need to stop making anything so opinionated, Trap. I got mine. I got yours.
Only way the truth go to King is when niggas start talking about niggas say the truth lie in the numbers and shit like that though. You know what I'm saying? We try to stray away from the truth, stay away from the numbers, Stay away from the numbers because the numbers ain't gonna determine what, you know what I'm saying, with the culture. That's why I say come back to the culture. It don't determine what, you know what I'm saying, who's leading the culture, who's pushing it forward. A lot of times shit that's pushing the culture forward ain't gonna have too many, you know what I'm saying, high numbers on the shit like that. But I'm about to go to the store in a minute though, y'all.
But I'm glad you said that, Trap, because that goes back to what I was saying before, like when I was talking about the culture, and when I said Kendrick is the commercial part of it might be a bad choice of word to y'all or whatever, but what I mean is like the underground stuff like that. The underground to me is really the culture, if that makes sense to you, Trap. So what I'm saying is that if it's really about the culture, the majority rooms that we would have when focus around the mainstream commercial niggas like the Kendrick and what, like we know they do, but there's like that's like saying there's nobody better than Kendrick, nobody better than Drake, nobody better. Like they're just the creme de la creme and all that. Like, no, we gotta go more down in depths and talk about other people. Like I've been bringing up Benny Butcher today a lot because it was a dope album. We never stayed focused on that. He's mainly underground and stuff. Like, I mean, a lot of people know him, but you know what I mean. He's not that mainstream and stuff like that. So if this room is really about the culture, and like I salute you once again, because you always think about the culture.
So when I said earlier for the first title of the room, how in any way was that to get it brought to Kendrick or anything like that?
Wait, what? No, I was.
How did you feel like that title of that room right there was for it to get to Kendrick or some shit like that?
You talking about this room right here, not the earlier room, right?
No, this one.
All right. No, I was using, but I didn't just use Kendrick. I said J. Cole and everything. I didn't mark it around.
How do you feel right now within the title of the room right now? Do rappers even care about hip hop culture anymore? How does that coincide with Drake, J. Cole, or Kendrick?
I feel they do care about it. Like,
no, but I'm saying, how does that coincide within that though? How does that go within Kendrick or Drake? Or anybody like related to mainstream, anything like that though.
When Trev, the reason why I'm confused now, because when I brought him up, it was for example. So that mean nothing to it right now. But when I brought it up, there was a reason why I brought it up at that time.
Like before?
But what I'm, yeah, like you gotta agree that was a minute ago for real. But I'm just bringing. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, for because like I said, I salute you, and like even when Shatif, when y'all talk highly about the culture, but all I'm saying is every time we talk highly about the culture, we're talking mainstream artists of the culture, like that being the main topic. And what do you always say to me? Like, niggas ain't gonna want to hear these other people. Like, y'all talk about the numbers and this and the third because they're not as popular. Like Master said all the time, this room is all about the popular ones, whatever. And sometimes we gotta go away from the popular.
So would you rather? All right, no, they have an unpopular room that talks about unpopular artists. I ain't gonna say unpopular, but they have another room that talks about the artists like that.
I wasn't gonna bring it up because you ain't your room.
That's the conversations y'all want to have. The criteria probably 2 doors over. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of what the fucking sitting up here talking about yo. All y'all want to talk about with go over there and go talk about the shit over there with them though. Go talk about Hobson with them niggas over there though, B. Stop trying to insult my fucking room by saying that niggas talk about popular shit all day, B. Know what I'm saying? That shit sound like some dorky shit y'all niggas want to sit around here and talk about. You want to talk about some dork shit, nigga? Go over there then, B. Know what I'm saying?
And
I'm talking.
No, but them artists got to graduate to get mentioned in ADHD. They ain't graduated
constantly
yet.
say that same shit. That shit, I tell you, shit's a fucking insult when I say that shit, B. So if you say it again, understand. Go to that fucking room.
That's why I never said their room though. I never once brought their room up there.
Because they just niggas constantly say that shit, B. Niggas constantly say that shit. So go the fuck over there and go talk about the shit I want to talk about over there. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
and then here we're gonna talk about hip hop culture and how to further this shit. That's it. That's it.
And look, and when them niggas graduate, you could be the one. You could be the one that say you were listening to them first. You put everybody on. You could say you was on first when they graduate to get over here. That's all.
Bro, I'm about to go to the store, yo. I'm about to holler at y'all. When I come back, we're gonna talk about some other shit.